here at an addition that we are doing in the Hourglass District of Orlando. With this house, we are actually expanding the back of the house. So let's go around to the back so we can see the beginning stages of what we've done out here for the structure. We're in the backyard right now, and this is a good place to kind of start because you can really see where the existing construction stopped and the new construction started. So it's a little bit thrown off because we did add a window here because the only window in this bedroom was actually on the side of the house that we were adding on to. So we needed, for egress sake, to add another window on the side of the house. But you can see this clearly defined line here where the old house ends and the new house begins. And you can see we added about 8'4" of a new wall space. And this actually extends the entire span of the back of the house. So from corner to corner, we kind of matched it up with the existing and then added that 8'4" of additional space. So what that did is it's actually going to allow us to make the primary bathroom, the kitchen, the family room, and an additional office on this back portion of the house. When we started the project, we actually demoed some of the pool deck and we took it aside and put it in a safe place so that once we're done, we can match the pavers exactly. That's a challenge when you're doing construction is old material and getting it to match exactly with new material because the dye lots change over time. So you can kind of see along here, we've got lots of windows. We're really focusing on the bright natural light, and right now it doesn't look great, but the pool in the future, when it's not covered, will look amazing. So we really want to focus on the viewpoints and expanding the outside in. And all of these smaller holes are going to be windows, and then the larger openings are going to be the doors. So we'll have two exterior exits to get to the back of the house. So this will be from the primary suite and that will be from the family room. So one of the critical dimensions that we're tracking right now is this window right here. And it's a really large, nice, big window. So when you're sitting at the sink, you have this beautiful view of the backyard. This window needs to have the center line of the window perfectly centered with the new sink. So that's something that we're tracking because it's going to be tight. We're gonna have an interior wall that's built right here, and this will kind of be the kitchen. Behind me is the primary bathroom. So you can see right now we've got the plumbing stubbed out about center with where the window will sit. And as we continue with construction, we'll make sure to track that center line to make sure we hit it right on the money. You can see up here where we've got the straps sticking out. So what happens is before we pour the lintel, so the top piece right here, before we pour all of that, the framer comes through and lays out where we need these straps. And that's actually where the framing members are going to attach to the exterior block to make your structure solid and make sure that if we have a hurricane, those straps actually keep the roof in place so it doesn't blow off with some of the winds that we get down here in Central Florida. Further into the corner of the construction. So you can see here, this is the primary suite. So the wall will be constructed right here to separate the primary suite from the kitchen. And right now I'm standing in the primary shower. You'll see that there's a little bit of a depression here, right? It's about 2 inches of a depression. And why do we have that? We've got that because we're gonna do something that's called a zero entry shower. So once this shower in the surrounding bathroom is done, the tile will seamlessly flow from the exterior of the shower into the interior of the shower without having any sort of curb or heightened point on the outside of the shower. So by doing this depression, we're able to slope inside of the shower pan and still do all of the waterproofing and everything so that the shower does not leak. But then we've got the pitch to be able to get to the drain and not have any water sitting on the shower floor. If you know that you want to do a zero entry, you do have to have that depression in the slab. You can see over here, this is also part of where we added. So again, looking at the old construction versus the new construction. And this is the double sink that we're gonna put on the side. So we'll have 2 sinks here with a tower in the center. And you can see where the old roof line was. So in order for us to make all this happen, we're actually going to have to cut this roof back. So that's why you're not seeing it super protected like some of the other areas, because we're gonna actually get rid of this overhang, cut it back, and then frame our new roof members to the new exterior wall. So all of this right here is actually going to get demolished in our next phase, which is framing, which starts on Monday. Let's go inside and check out what the inside of the house looks like looking to the addition. All right, so we're in the inside of the existing house. So you can see that this used to be the kitchen. We've demoed all the old cabinets, but this used to be the wall of cabinets for the existing house. So what we had to do in order to bust open and extend the house is this shoring right here. So we've seen this in another job that we did, but in this job it's a lot larger. So we had to support basically from this corner all the way to the end. And what this does is it supports the structure while we were taking down the exterior walls, because the old structure, these trusses right here actually bared on the exterior wall that used to be about where I'm standing. So when we poured the new slab, we needed to support the roof trusses where the exterior walls were getting taken down. So this has been here for about a month, about the amount of time that we've been working on this job. And the next stage, we will be adding a column here and a really large beam that will be tucked up inside the ceiling cavity and go from this corner to the corner over there that you can see the shoring ends at. And that will allow us to get rid of the shoring and we'll replace the structure. So that's what we're seeing from the inside. Once we've got all of the new framing up, I think we'll do another check back in here to kind of see the shape of the new construction and see, what each of these areas is gonna be. So stay tuned. So you can tell that this used to be the dining room because of this chandelier here. That will be taken down, and this is actually going to turn into the family room. And below me, you'll see a detail that you won't be able to see for much longer because we're about to fill it in, of a floor outlet. So a lot of times people want to have a floating couch with side tables and lamps, and in order to do that and not have a cord that goes to the wall, you have to have a floor outlet. So the way that we add these floor outlets is by cutting a strip in the slab, as you can see here. So this was the old slab that we saw cut and made a little channel for the electrical conduit to go in. It goes into the wall over here, so it's fed from this outlet. This pipe will act as a conduit for the wires to go through and power the floor outlet. So this will all eventually get filled in with concrete. We're gonna treat it with termite treatment, put vapor barrier down, and fill it just like we would any other slab. And at the end of the day, once the floor is all finished, you will have a beautiful floor outlet that is useful for your floating furniture. I'm standing in the bedroom that we were previously looking at when we stood outside the house to kind of see the old and new construction coming together. So this is where we cut in the new window. So you can see that the new block is kind of mirrored up to the old block here, and we had to actually fill these cells to make sure that this was structural. So all of this concrete, this lintel, and all of this block is all filled with concrete. You can see here where the old block and the new block match up to each other, and where we poured is actually this column right here, this lintel, and then this side as well of the window opening, so that this is a structural opening now. And right here you can see where there's a clean out. So basically what they do is they cut a little notch out of the block, they put a piece of plywood here while they pour, and then at the end of the pour they take it out to make sure that it's filled solid with concrete. So you want to make sure there's no air gaps there. All of this is now filled solid with concrete. We're ready to accept our window. We'll put on some wood bucking to make sure that everything is secure. And now when we go to fill in this window, this bedroom is still a true bedroom because we have egress in case of a fire. So that's it for our check-in at structure time. Once we're done with framing and we started the trades, we'll check back in to see how the job is taking shape. Look forward to seeing you then.